something. Could have seen it in your eyes. Took a second, but I'm right here, waiting for you with open arms. How about you coming closer? We can do my place. Maybe we can try meeting up by 7. You'll be saying over, so it's guaranteed. I'll be forever thinking about you and me. I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go. Nah. Tell me what you want to know. Run your fingers down me slow. Cause you're in my head. You are. Cause you're in my head. Cause you're in my What you think? What you think?
Hey guys, it's Melanie and welcome to Living Luxuriously for Less, where we celebrate, decorate, and enjoy everyday life for less. Well, in today's video, I have not one, but 2 super duper special surprises to share with you. But before we get into that, I want to take the opportunity to address the title of today's video, and that is, what do you do when your event planning, designing, or decorating business hits a bump? What do you do in the hard times? Let's talk about it. Tip number 1, pivot, don't panic. It is so tempting to want to discount your services when your business hits that bump in the road, but in all actuality, that's really not sustainable. And once you start the process of discounting your services, that's something that your client base is going to grow to know. And not only grow to know, but grow to expect. There are certain clients that will wait for you to put that item on sale before they make a purchase. And so instead of discounting your services in this season, one thing you may want to consider is pivoting. What is one area of your business can you break down and do in massive amounts and still bring a profit into your business? Inside yourself, ask yourself, what gifts and talents do you have that have been untapped, that have been hidden, that can definitely add to the bottom line of your business? And I'm not saying this because, I have no idea of what it feels like to not have that constant business flow inside of your company. Listen, I have been in your shoes. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, my event planning business also took a hit. But I took that opportunity to look at the gifts and talents that God had placed on the inside of me, because I knew that this was a journey of faith. I knew that event planning for me was just more than decorating weddings and events. It was a form of ministry. It was a passion. I thought about it all the time. I dreamed about it all the time. It was something that brought me total and complete joy every single time I was setting up for a wedding or a baby shower or birthday party. So I knew that without a shadow of a doubt, even though this was a bump in the road, I knew that this was something that God had called for me to do. The truth of the matter is, I had just quit my job. I did not qualify for unemployment benefits because I quit my job. And I knew that this was a leap of faith that I had taken. And I felt like the pandemic was a test for me. And it was a testament of my faith in God. And so what I did, I continued to stand on faith. I continued to seek God for what to do next. And out of that, my passion for teaching, my passion for designing and decorating homes and Christmas trees, those things sustain me during those rough times. And so what you have to do is take the opportunity to look inside of you and figure out what things are sustainable, what aspects of your business are sustainable during the rough times. So how can you pivot during this season when sales are low, when times are slow? The first thing you want to do is think outside of the box. What aspect of your event planning business can be broken apart and perform on its own and constantly bring in customers? The first thing that comes to my mind is balloons. You can do balloons every single day of the week. Every single type of business uses balloons, whether it's a restaurant, a school, a nursing home, a nutrition shop. Everybody uses balloons. And so that's one of the ways you can pivot. Maybe you want to just take the balloon and backdrop sector out of your business and offer it as a standalone service and book more clientele that way. So you have to think outside of the box in terms of things that you are able to do. So I want you all to use this time right here, right now. Use the comments down below as your notebook paper and just jot down ideas of things that you can do during this slow period, whether it's balloons, whether it's backdrops, whether it's small event rentals, whether it's a service. I was telling them in a live that I did the other night, some things that were needed in the event planning industry that are just not available, like a cake cutting service. It's not readily available. Someone at a wedding that I recently did hired someone just to come and haul the trash away. And that person, makes about $3,000 a Saturday just coming, picking up trash and taking it to the dumpster that's on the exact same property. So there are so many things that you can do to add on to your business and still make money. So you can use the comments down below as your sketches, your thoughts, your ideas, your scratch paper, your journal, and inspire and encourage one another on things that you can do during this tough time. Now, I also have a live Q&A that I did recently, and if you would like to purchase that replay, I will leave that link down below for you to help jog your ideas and your memories as well. The truth of the matter is there are opportunities everywhere. You just have to be willing to explore them. And speaking of opportunities, let me introduce you to our triple Luxe Edition design workshop. Now, this is the first and only workshop I have ever done of its kind. And so in this special edition of Luxe Academy, you will be able to take the normal coursework online at your own pace. You will have access to this until eternity. And then for the 3 workshops, you can choose to come to 1, 2, or all 3 workshops for the same fee. Yes, you heard me right. 1, 2, or 3 for the exact same fee. So you will be learning in the first workshop how to do a corporate level event. The second workshop is going to be a beautiful 25th vow renewal. And then the third workshop is going to be an over-the-top Bridgerton themed wedding in Opryland. I forgot to tell you guys this, but each workshop is going to be in a different state. The corporate event is going to take place in Huntsville, Alabama. The 25th vow renewal is going to take place in Douglasville, Georgia, and the over-the-top, absolutely gorgeous Bridgerton themed wedding is going to take place in Nashville, Tennessee at the amazing opulent Opryland Hotel. I will leave the link down below for you all to take advantage of this amazing opportunity. And if you have gone through the Luxe Academy, the full Luxe Academy online, and you are a Luxe Academy graduate, I will link also a 50% off discount for you all as well. Now, with that being said, let's move on to tip number 2. And tip number 2 is simply to educate yourself. Now, this kind of, is a caveat to tip number 1, right? And that is learning how to pivot. And I am demonstrating that in those workshops. But the special part of tip number 2 is that it is so important to educate yourself because in this ever-evolving industry, knowledge is power. Let me share a timeless truth with you. One that has guided me through very, very challenging times. In times of quietness, trust is your strength. This wisdom is from Isaiah 30:15, and it reminds us that during slow season, there are opportunities to educate ourselves and to strengthen our business. While events may be on hold, it's a perfect time to invest in your knowledge. There are plenty of ways to educate yourself and improve your business practices during these quieter periods. I remember that during COVID, one of the things that I wanted to learn how to do was my own makeup. Whenever I had to do sponsored videos or special photo shoots, I would often find myself driving an hour to Huntsville to get my makeup done, driving an hour back to back home, and then I would have to do the photo shoot or do the video when I had sponsored type videos for YouTube and Amazon. And so during COVID, I was like, you know what? I need to learn how to do my makeup. Not only will it save me money, but it will save me stress. And, I just need to be able to do that so that I can take that extra time out of my process. And so I found a tool on Amazon that helped me put my eyelashes on. And so every week during COVID, I just practiced my makeup. And when COVID was over, I finally felt comfortable and confident enough to be able to do my own makeup on a dime. And so, teaching yourself and using your time wisely is so imperative. Time is a gift. It's the most precious commodity that we have. And so you want to be able to use that time wisely so that when an opportunity presents itself, you won't have to get ready. You will already be ready. You will already be confident in the skill set and the different things that you have learned during the silent seasons of your life and your business. Education isn't just about acquiring information. It's about applying it to enhance your craft and to elevate your business. And as the saying goes, a wise person is hungry for knowledge, while the fool feeds on trash. So take this season as an opportunity to grow, as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to prepare for the flourishing days ahead. And if I haven't learned anything else about this whole process, is when you dig into your business and you pivot, you will find a gift or a talent that you will be able to unlock that will perhaps bring in way more finances and resources than you ever had before. I have 2 case studies that I have watched happen. One of them is a draping business. This particular business does on average $30,000 to $40,000 a weekend, and that is no exaggeration. I know someone else that does rentals full time. I know people that do balloons full time. So it is definitely possible, but you have to figure out what's going to be special about your pivot. What's going to be special about that thing, that service, that product that you offer. And this brings us to tip number 3. And that is always have a backup plan. Now, this is my second surprise for you all. Now, I recently met an incredible individual. Her name is Nicolette, and she is an amazing resume writer and the founder of the company, I Rock Resumes. If you Google her, she is all over the place. And what I recently did was that I had her to redo and reformulate my LinkedIn so that it was optimized, because I wanted to start doing more corporate level events, more meeting planning, and things of that nature. And so what I did was I gave Nicolette my information. She wrote me a capability statement. She optimized my LinkedIn, and oh my goodness, the links and the hits have been insane. And so why am I saying this? Why am I saying to have a backup plan? I think that a lot of times people feel like they are a failure when they leave their corporate career to pursue their dream, and then at some point they have to return back to the workforce. And I want to challenge you to kind of shift your mindset in this, right? And so when I had Nicolette to redo my LinkedIn, to optimize my LinkedIn, to write my capability statement, I wanted her to write it from the standpoint of me being a professional in my career field, along with me being an event planning professional as well. I hope you guys are following me. So what am I saying? In every industry, there is a professional meeting planner, and there are professional meetings and events that take place. Why not have that area of expertise and utilize your gift and your desire for planning in that same area? So if you are a nurse, nurses have events, nurses have conferences. Why not be the event planner or meeting planner for your big conference for nurses? Why not do that as a pharmacist? Why can't I do that as a food scientist or a social media content creator? So I feel like our unique experiences in our jobs don't have to be abandoned. They can be used in a different way, and they can be married or merged together in order to create a pivot for us in our lives and in our businesses. And so I am going to be inviting her to live here on YouTube. I'm going to put all the information here. You guys be sure to lock in. Turn on your notifications. You don't want to miss our time and our talk with her. And I will be leaving her information down below so that you can check her out. If you are really wanting to pivot to that next level and do that next level professional event planning on a higher, larger scales, on a corporate level, on a meeting planning level, listen, there is so much opportunity and so much money to be made. And we're going to talk about how to best merge your professional skills with your passion in order to create that profit that you have always desired. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us that there is always a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Even if one aspect of your business does not work, it doesn't mean that it's a failure. It could simply mean that it's not the right time or that something greater is waiting for you. Because let's face it, just like a well-planned event, some things just don't go as planned. But with the right mindset and strategies, you can turn any challenge into an opportunity. You never know what challenges in your life will unlock a door that's going to lead to your total life prosperity. So just like Monty on Let's Make a Deal, we're going to look at what's behind door 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Consider this. There are so many other ways to adjust your business outside of educating yourself, outside of making that pivot and not panicking, outside of merging your professional strengths with your passion. And you can also practice shrinkflation, which is something I talked about in the live, where you can offer less for the same price. You don't have to necessarily raise your prices, but you have to adjust for all of the other inflation that's taking place around us. So what we're going to do is the opposite. It's called shrinkflation. So if you do a 20-foot balloon for $200, you may have to do a 10-foot or 15-foot balloon for $200. And so the customer still has that same mentality in terms of what they're paying for price, but it's more, palatable for them because they are still seeing the same price, but you're not having to spend the same amount of time or effort or resources, providing that service or that design to that client. So, that's another way that you can also pivot your business and still stay afloat during these very trying times. And speaking of staying afloat, I want to remind you guys that going back to work in a corporate environment, it's not a loss. What it is, sometimes you don't want to allow a spirit of pride or a sense of pride to cause you to stay in a sinking ship. Okay? If you see things are not working, look at your job as your angel investor. Go to work every week. You know that you're working towards a common goal. Give yourself a 5-year plan, a 7-year plan, a 3-year plan. Okay, I want to go to work. I want to learn a specific skill so that I can reach a specific people. So have a different mentality when you go back into the workforce, if that's your intention. For me right now, my whole thing is I want to learn this corporate meeting planner. I want to learn that entire process. So if that means I have to get a corporate job and work that job for 5 years or 3 years until I learn the ins and out of the role, so be it. So be it. It does not mean that you are a failure. You are definitely, not a failure. You have to be secure in what God has called you to do and being able to hear his voice and being able to move forward in spite of. And finally, you have to be resilient. You have to have a spirit of resiliency. You have to have the fight on the inside of you that no matter what happens, you're going to get back up. You're going to show up, no matter how far you're stretched, just like a rubber band, you're just going to bounce back because the spirit of resiliency is on the inside of you. And don't rely solely on social media to sell your business. Yes, social media is a very, very powerful tool, but nothing beats your personal touch. Get out there, network, showcase your passion, showcase your expertise, be your biggest cheerleader. Don't allow anyone or anything to try to demise or downgrade or debate what you are doing or the gift that God has given you. As the saying goes, faith without works is dead. So take action and watch your business thrive. Look at the trends in your business. Study the data of your business. Analyze your business. What's working? What's not working? What did you do more of? Did more people call you for chair rentals last year? Did more people call you for balloons last year? Figure out what your audience is wanting, what your desired audience is wanting, and go from there. So I hope that you enjoyed the tips that I shared with you on today. I will leave the information for number one, the live that I did. I will leave the information for the replay for those of you all who may be interested in all the other tips and ideas that I shared, along with the conversation we had around how to find people to work for you. The second thing is that I will also leave the link for Lux Academy and the upcoming meeting with Nicolette. Now, if you are watching this video after we've had the live with Nicolette, I'll come back and add the link to the live so that you can go back and take advantage of that as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give me a huge heart in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. Cheers! Are you passionate about event design and decor? Or do you find yourself dreaming of turning your passion into a profitable business? Well, if so, look no further than Lux Academy. Our online, self-paced, and in-person courses will provide you with all the tools, resources, and guidance that you need to establish a successful business in the wedding and event planning industry. From contracts and pricing to financing and branding, we have got you covered. With our Lux lectures, our labs, and our legacies, you'll gain the knowledge and the insight you will need to create beautiful backdrops, stunning centerpieces, and you will also learn how to negotiate and host client consultations. Join us at Lux Academy and turn your passion into profit by enrolling today. Payment plans are available. We also have free classes that are offered, so be sure to check us out at luxacademy.online.